Thank you, Stefan. Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you, Asi, for giving us this time to present here. Everyone hears me? I'm good? Okay, perfect. So I will present myself first. My name is Juan Sebastián Acosta. I am one of the virtual design and construction services engineers working for IPEX. If you are not familiar with IPEX, we are a thermoplastic piping system manufacturer specialized in industrial applications. Our company is right here if you want to visit us. And what I'm going to speak about right now is what are we doing as manufacturers to support the BIM and VDC development of plumbing designers? What are we doing? What are we not doing? As IPEX, what is our approach into supporting designers and engineers through this process? Okay, so next slide, please. Maybe let me ask you this. So how many people know what BIM is? Super. How many people have implemented BIM in their projects and in their companies? Super. So for those of you, because I saw some of you at the end raise your hand, BIM, I will try to explain it really quick. So BIM is the last stage in the evolution of the tools that have been used in our industry for designing, developing, documenting construction projects, right? And if we go back in time, we have everything drawn by hand. The most experienced here maybe remember that time. Then we have CAD tools into 2D, 3D in the early 2000s. And in the 2010s, we switched into BIM, and BIM is right now the standard. And the way I like to explain BIM is based on a information-enriched 3D model of a construction project that gives out a centralized location for every stakeholder to input, process, and output valuable information that will support the project during all its different stages, right? That's BIM. Next slide, please. And if we focus specifically on the design stage for the people who are here, who are mostly designers, engineers, or consultants, every stage is being benefited through BIM, optimized, accelerated, improved through the benefits that BIM offers, including conceptual design, detailed design, coordination, which is a key element in BIM implementation, analysis, and documentation, of course. Next slide. And now, what is our role as manufacturers? What are we doing to support you? So if we go 15 years back in time, 10 years, it was just fine if we were offering dimensional booklets or dimensional catalogs, or if we had dimensional drawings or CAD sheets, that would be just fine. And even better if we had those famous CAD blocks, or even better now if we had 3D CAD content that was the actual representation of the fitting, pipe, bulb, whatever. But with BIM being the standard right now, almost every project of a larger scale is having BIM implemented. These expectations have changed. We are no longer okay with just offering what you see on the left. We need to offer as manufacturers BIM compatible information for our customers, for the engineers, designers, and consultants to work with our products. Next slide. And these generate new expectations. So if we went back in time again to the 2D, 3D CAD era, it was just fine with us offering accurate dimensions. That's the goal of this. Also making it available somehow through the internet, printed booklets, whatever. Things are not the same right now. As BIM implementation grows, we can't just stop by having accurate dimensions. By making it available, we also need to have this content compatible with the different platforms, the different software that is being used in the industry. We need to have valuable information because, as I was saying in the beginning, BIM or a BIM model is an information-enriched 3D model. So it needs to have valuable information inside, and it needs to be functional as well. There's a programming behind it, parameterization. It needs to work as it was intended to work, and it needs to be up to date. In a modernized world where cloud working is a thing, when we have AI and so many things, it's unacceptable for us to have not up-to-date information of our fittings, our catalogs, our dimensions, and so on. Next, please. And there are consequences for this for all of you. So first one, having inconsistent information and experience. Second, difficulty and unreliable BIM content behavior. If you are working with one manufacturer and another manufacturer, the behavior is completely different and the experience is completely different. And let me ask you real quick, how many of you create your own content? And that is the consequence of this. So if we are not, as manufacturers, giving you the right content, the right information, you will need to spend valuable time doing our job. That's the thing. So next slide, please. Now I would like to talk about what we offer as an approach, what we believe would be the right way to support and to approach BIM and VDC as manufacturers towards giving the best value to designers, consultants, and engineers. There are three things. So first, something that covers basically everything that I just spoke about, having quality content and multi-platform content. Second, having support, because same as we have support for our products, we need to have support for the information and content that we offer. And third, having services, which is understanding how to use VDC, not just offer BIM content and call it a day. We need to also understand how to implement VDC and offer support and assist our customers. Next. So in terms of quality and multi-platform content, we are trying to have every possible type of technology being supported. So people who are still working with CAD sheets, we have that for you. We have 2D and 3D CAD as well. And we have content for maybe the two most used software from the design and engineering world, which is Revit. And for also, maybe we won't find you here, but contractors and plumbers also being supported with fabrication stuff. Next. The second thing is support. With these added complexities that we find through BIM content, there should be added support. We should be able to assist you. You should be able to have someone you can speak to from the manufacturer regarding if things are working well, if this content is dimensionally accurate. If you need, for example, assistance integrating our content, you should be able to contact us and have someone to speak to. Same for troubleshooting. This is something that someone had to program, had to parameterize. So there may be things that, for those of you who work with Revit, sometimes you open a project in Revit 22 and it breaks in 2024. Those things happen. So as manufacturers, we need to be sure that our content works for every platform, every version. And finally, modeling consultation. If you need to understand better how to optimize the workflows that you have for modeling, we should be able to also guide you and tell you, okay, you can do this or that, or create your templates this way, so it will accelerate and optimize your process. Next. And the last thing that we believe is crucial here is understanding that we can also be users of the ability, not just offering content so our customers will have the information that you will need, but also including this in our processes. So the way I want to show this is with this understanding that, for example, in our case, and in the case of many manufacturers, all of us have very strong integral product offerings. So we have pipes, fitting, bulbs, we have all the solutions that you may need. We have also, as many other manufacturers, a very robust technical support. So we have application engineers who can help you understand your project, understand what you need, what are the specifications, what is every component of your product, and guide you in the material selection, for example. And next, please. Next. And what I'm trying to implement here at IPEX is understanding that there's a third component that we should be including here, which is VDC tools and BIM, as a way of adding value to the offer of products that we have for you, as an added value to the service and support we have for you. And I will show you a couple examples next. For example, this is a project that was specified as a stainless steel system. This is just the line representation of the project. And what we did with the designer was understanding that the project was specified in stainless steel, but based on the pressure rating, temperature, chemical compatibility, PVC was perfectly fine for this application. So what we did, next slide, please, is we did the BIM modeling for them so they could understand the needs for their system, so that they could understand how we could transform those connections and those specifications from a metallic system into a plastic system. And the most interesting thing here is that they knew that we are also very strong in double contained solutions. And next slide, please. And for added safety in the system, they decided to also go with a double contained version of it. So we were able to model both versions for them so they could understand the budgetary needs for the project the spacing requirements, because for a double contained system, you are basically doubling the diameter of the system. You need additional fittings, you need termination fittings, you need double contained bulbs. They needed also leak detection. So we were capable of, through the BIM model, visualizing and showing them how many leak detection ports they needed, where to place them, and give them that assistance through BIM model. Next, please. This is a second example, and this is a variable elevation assembly that was required for a stormwater management system. And they basically gave us an schematic, a mock-up of the assembly that they required for this project. And with all the BIM content, BIM and CAD content that we have for our products, we were able to assemble it, give them the budgetary numbers for this fitting, also based on the space restrictions that they have had for this system, because this was going to be inside, basically at the bottom of a catch basin. We were able to make the assembly as small as possible, work with our fabrication facilities to make the most compact solution, and we gave them basically the design they needed. And based on this, they included this design in their as their basis of design. Sorry about that, the basis of design for the project. And because they were working with Revit, they wanted to have also the Revit assembly for it. Next slide, please. So we were able to give them a BIM assembly, a BIM model for that element, for them to, thank you, for them to include it in the Revit family. So that's what I wanted to share with you in this very short time, trying to share with you what we are as IPEX trying to do, and all manufacturers should understand about BIM. Is not just offering BIM content, is offering quality content that will work the right way for you, and also understanding that we can use BIM inside our own services to give and add more value to the work you are doing. Okay, so next slide, please. Thank you very much. That was all for it, my presentation. If you have any questions, we are right here if you have anything you would like to speak with us. Okay, thank you very much.